are taking another example of discrete time signal. Suppose it is a discrete time signal where the xt or xn occurs at particular this interval, and here the in time interval between two pulses, that means t1 minus t0 is equal to del t. For example, it is the time interval is equal to t2 minus t1. Again, this time interval is equal to t3 minus t2, and it continues up to tn minus t to the power tn minus 1, which is also here same as this. So in this case you can see that the discrete time signal is uniformly sampled. That means the time period or the time interval of occurring each pulses is constant or is same. Therefore, it is called uniformly sampled discrete time signal. Now, we will discuss one very important thing, that is the existence of integer n. That is why we represent x-axis for integer n instead of t in case of discrete time signal. Let's consider the case of uniformly sampled signal. Because of this, del t will remain same, and let's say del t equals to t. And when this happens, t1 minus t0 equals to also t. That means t1 equals to t, because t0 equals to 0. We start at 0 position. Therefore, t0 equals to 0. So, t1 equals to t. Likewise, t2 minus t1, it is also t. Hence, t2 equals to 2t. 2t. You can see that t1 equals to t. So, therefore, by replacing this t in the right hand side, we can get the value t2 equals to 2t. Similarly, t3 equals to 3t, and by this way tn equals to nt. So, the value of t0, t1, t2, t3 we can write here by 0, t, 2t, 3t, and it is nt. Similarly, for this side also, minus t, minus 2t, minus 3t, and up to minus nt. And as the signal is not an independent variable, rather it is dependent on time t, hence it is represented as x of nt. Like, because you can see for a continuous signal, when continuous signal is represented, x-axis for represented as t, the y-axis is represented as xt. So similarly, when x-axis is represented nt for a discrete signal, then it must be y-axis represented by nt. Now, by cancelling these t, all t values here, we can get the value 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is n. Here also minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, that minus n. So, this is the axis now for integer n, and from this representation y-axis is also becomes x of n only. let's we try to solve an example of discrete time signal. In this example, plot of discrete time signal is given. Using this example, I will explain one more way to represent the discrete time signal. If we represent this plot into equation, from this plot we can write x n equals to 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. Starting from left to right. You can see here this one is right here because of this one, and this one is right here because of this one. So from starting from left to right, we have to write all these amplitude value of xn. But for this equation, it is not complete. It is an incomplete information. Why? Because in that equation we don't have any information for the time interval n or the integer value n. So that amplitude value of the signal will appear at what time is not specified in this graph or in this equation. To solve this problem, we just put an arrow in place of time axis when t equals to 0. So here this is the value of t, so we can place an arrow in this case. We put an arrow in this case. If we put this arrow in this place, that means the first one is it is the 0 value. That means in the left side of this 0 value, it must be t to the power minus 1 value. It should be t to the power minus 2 value. It should be t to the power minus 3 value. So it is 0, t to the power minus 1, t to the power minus 2, t to the power minus 3. Similarly, it is for t1, it is for t2, it is for t3. So right here it is 0, t1, t2, t3. So now the information is complete, and from this equation you can easily plot this signal. Now if we want to convert the continuous time signal in discrete time signal, we can say we have to perform sampling process. Sampling is nothing but multiplication with pulse train. For example, if you have this signal xt and you have to convert it into a discrete form or discrete time signal, just multiply this continuous signal with the pulse train. For example, here I am taking here I am multiplying the signal xt with pulse train having 1 volt amplitude. This is the pulse train of having 1 volt amplitude, and here for converting this continuous signal into discrete time format, I am multiply this signal with this signal. If we multiply this value is multiplied with this. Similarly, this value is multiplied with this. It means whenever xt is multiplied with 1 volt amplitude pulse train, at every occurrence of pulse train, the signal value will appear, and whatever the value of xt in between two pulses is become 0. Hence, for those section we cannot get the value of xt. That means this value, this is 1 volt. So, for the signal value xt, this value will appear here. Again, for this pulse train, this value will appear here. And in between these two pulse, no value of xt will appear, as here the amplitude of pulse trains in between this time interval is 0. And by this way, we can get a discrete time signal by this way. So the signal will looks like by this way we can get a discrete time signal, and if we quantize and then encode this discrete time signal, it will convert as binary coded value or a digital signal. So the process of getting a digital signal from an analog signal is consist of 3 steps. The first one will be sampling. It is the process of sampling. Then the second process will be quantization. And third will be encoding. It is the last step for converting a analog signal into a digital signal. But this is not our concern. Our concern is to get a discrete time signal from a continuous time signal. Hence, we are considering here these process only. So this is for today's lecture. In the next class, we will discuss about a deterministic signal and a random signal. Thank you.